Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the video, and today let's talk about Bannerlord's top 10 perks pound for pound. Let's get right to it. First, before we start, there are some perks that I do not mention in the top 10, but they can be considered top 10 perks depending on your playstyle. Now, these are the Vigor skills and the Control skills. These are your one-handed, two-handed, polearm, bow, crossbow, and throwing. All of them have a perk at the end at level 275 that gives attack speed and damage. So let's go over them real quick. And again, the reason they're not included in the top 10 because it just depends what weapon you really like to use, you know, because since they do pretty much the exact same thing. So whatever weapon you want to max out, it all depends on you. But for the Vigor skills, at level 275, each one will give you 0.2% attack speed every level above 250 and 0.5% damage every level above 250. And then for the Control skills, it's like the same thing, but the levels are a little bit different. It's 0.2% attack speed every level above 200 and 0.5% damage every level above 200. Except for Crossbow, it has 0.2% reload speed instead of attack speed. But if you level up your Crossbow all the way to 275, I'm going to be honest with you, find a different hobby. Now onto the top 10 perks. There's actually 11 perks that I have, but 2 of them are so similar, I just included them as a together perk, right? You can get one or the other, you can get both. They both literally do almost the same exact thing. But for these top 10, they're not in order as in like 10, 9, 8, 7. It's not a countdown. They're all just pretty much, I think, the best perks in the game. And some of them would be kind of hard to rank because they deal with different parts of the game and different mechanics are involved, so it'd be kind of difficult that way. But let's get to it. First, we're starting out with the Roguery perk at level 275 called Rogue Extraordinaire. Now this gives you plus 1% loot every level after 200. So pretty much if you're at 300 Roguery, you will have 100% or double the loot. So pretty much whenever you get into a battle, siege, whatever, any situation that gives you loot at the end in terms of weaponry, food, trade items, all of that, it will be doubled at level 300 and obviously plus 1% every level after 200. But if you get it at 275, you're already getting 75% more loot. Second, we have the Charm perk at level 125 called Firebrand. It's minus 50% influence cost to initiate kingdom decisions. And also plus 1 recruitment level from village notables. So minus 50% influence cost to initiate decisions like war, peace, who's gonna get the fief, also proposals for new policies. It's extremely good. A whole 50% off. Really good. Influence is not that easy to get even late game, and you're gonna spend a lot of it. So it's actually pretty good to get that minus 50%, and then plus the plus 1 recruitment level. It's a nice little bonus from village notables, which most of the time you will go to villages to get your what's it called, troops. So kind of good secondary as well. Third we have is Charm at level 275 called Immortal Charm. This will give you plus 1 influence per 10 skill levels after 200. So if you're level 300 Charm, you will get 10 influence per day. It's very good. It's passive. It's a lot better than, for example, supporters or even policies. You know, plus 10 once you get to all the way to level 300 is very, very good for influence, and it does stack up over time. And it's very good to have just that base plus 10 instead of base nothing. Fourth, we have a leadership perk at level 100 called Loyalty and Honor. This does pretty much tier 3 plus troops no longer retreat due to low morale. And then as a secondary, plus 30% recruitment from non-bandit prisoners. So it's very, very good, especially really as soon as you get it. Leadership 100, not that hard to get. You can get it kind of early to mid-game. And having your troops tier 3 and above, never retreating and always fighting till the death, sometimes it will really make it or break it in some fights. Because if you don't have this and your morale is very, very low, sometimes your troops are going to start retreating even though they could actually win the fight if they actually all stayed. But with this, if you have a majority of tier 3 plus troops, you're going to win a lot more fights. You're going to stay in the battle a lot longer, and it's going to come down to the wire sometimes. And then also 30% recruitment as a secondary for non-bandit prisoners is very good as well, especially later on when you will take on a lot of prisoners when you're fighting different kingdoms. That 30% chance of, being able to recruit more prisoners, it's very good. Fifth, we have the leadership perk at level 250 called Talent Magnet. This gives you +1 clan party limit and also +10 party size as a secondary. The clan party limit is actually very, very good. So your clan party limit, it increases by 1 every single time your clan tier gets increased. But at level 6 of your clan tier, that's the highest you can go. You can't get any more clan parties, and the clan parties are pretty much the parties that you can assign companions or family members to, and they roam around the map. You can call them to your armies and stuff of that nature, and it's very good. +1 clan party limit, especially like later on in the game, can really give you about literally almost like 150 to 200 extra troops in that single party. So it's very, very good, especially later on when you want to have the numbers to take on the bigger kingdoms and even the minor factions. Sixth, we have the leadership perk at level 275 called Ultimate Leader. This gives you +1 party size every level above 250. So it's +50 party size if you're at level 300 for leadership. Very good. +50 party size. It's literally the best you can get in terms of a perk that gives you party size. So, and party size is very important, especially early on when you're taking your first fief, for example. The higher your party size is, the better you're going to be off. And if you want to increase your party size dramatically, I'm going to link down a video down below on how to get 500 party size in your game. It's a tutorial that I made a little while back, but it's still very good, so you can go check it out. First link down below. Seventh, we have the trade perk at level 300 called Everything Has a Price. This allows you to trade settlements through the barter system. It's insanely good. Like, it speaks for itself. You're allowed to take fiefs without actually engaging in any battles, which is very good, especially if you have a lot of caravans running, if you have a lot of income, if you have just a lot of income from various different places, caravans, workshops, you're doing a lot of trading and stuff of that nature. This is very, very good and a very, very easy way to gain a lot of fiefs and become even more richer. Eighth, we have the Steward perk at level 100 called Paid in Promise. Discarded armors are donated for troop experience, and then as a secondary, you have -25% companion wages and recruitment costs. So the first one, first part of the perk, the discarded armors are donated for troop experience. After you get into a battle, siege, hideouts, if you do not pick up the armors, they will get transferred to experience. Now, the reason why this one is here and not the next ability at level 125 that does the same thing but for weapons being donated for troop experience is because most of the time you will get a lot more armors whenever it comes to battles and sieges and all that in your loot. And secondary, if you want to participate in smithing, you want to save those weapons that you get for smithing, and then the armors are going to be used for the troop experience if you need the troop experience. And then also the -25% companion wages and recruitment costs, also quite big because having companions in your party is really a must if you want to command a large group of troops and you want to have multiple different perks on your companions that benefit those troops. Ninth, we have the Steward perk at level 275 called Price of Loyalty. This will pretty much decrease, by 0.5% per level above 250, party food consumption, wages, and combat morale loss. So at level 300, it's 25% off the party food consumption, 25% off wages, and 25% off combat morale loss whenever, your troops are in combat and something happens, like a troop in their formation dies, a troop near them dies, and their morale goes down. It's only going to go down not 100%, but 75% of what it usually goes down, which all in all is very, very good. The fact that it combats 3 different very important roles that you're going to have to face throughout the whole game, very, very good. It's literally a must-have in my opinion, and I think it's one of the top 3 if we're really ranking it in terms of which one's the best. And 10th and last one is actually the one that I talked about. It's actually two different perks, but they do pretty much the same thing. So I'm talking about the Athletics perk at 275 called Mighty Blow, and the Medicine perk at level 275 called Minister of Health. Now, both of them will give you HP every level. They're worded differently, but they give you the same amount of HP at level 300. So let's read both. So the first one is the Athletics one. It's a level 275 called Mighty Blow. It gives you plus 1 HP every level after 250. Plus, as a secondary, you get a longer enemy stun. Now, at level 300 of Athletics, you will have plus 50 HP. Now, the Medicine perk is also at level 275 called Minister of Health, and it gives you plus 1 HP every 2 skill levels above 200, which again translates to 50 HP, plus 50 HP at level 300. So they both literally do the same thing. The only thing is the Athletics perk gives you the longer enemy stun, which makes it a little bit better, but you're really looking for the HP in this one. Both give you plus 50 HP at level 300, so I kind of just made them into one thing, but you could choose either or. They're both very, very good.